Hi everyone. Hi everyone. So today I am 29 weeks pregnant. I know that even when I used to do lessons, I used to say it all the time. Like, I know I say it all the time, but like, I can't believe that I'm this far. I'm like legit, like, holy shit. Like, I could have 7 weeks left. I could have 10 weeks left. Going by Weston, I could have 12 weeks left. I mean, who knows, right? It's just crazy to think that like I'm gonna have a baby in like 3 months, you know? It's so weird. Not less than 3 months, actually. It's crazy. So let's get right into my symptoms because this week has been a rough week for me. I'm just no fun. So let's get started. So insomnia started. It's not crazy, but it's there and it's knocking at my door at 5 o'clock in the morning like, hey, it's time to get up. Let's start doing stuff. And I'm not even ready. Ready, like physically. Like I'm just like, oh, I just want to sleep more, but like I can't. Like my mind's racing. I'm thinking about all these things that I can do. Maybe I can get up now and like do things while Weston and Evan sleep. But then what happens when Weston wakes up? Like I'm gonna have to cater to hit. Like it's dumb. All the things. I check my phone and I just kind of lay there, and then sometimes I'll fall back asleep. But most of the time, I'm usually up by like 5:30. Like awake, and I can't go back to sleep. Like I wait until Weston gets up. So I guess that's not really insomnia. I'm just waking up early, but I do get up very much all night long, not even just to pee. I am starting to get indigestion at night, and if you follow me with Weston's pregnancy, I did not get that at the end. I got it in the very beginning. And the culprit is eating before bed. I used to be able to do that. And when I say eating before bed, I mean like something as small as like eating an apple or banana, like even an hour before bed was totally fine with me. I would never eat and then go to sleep. Well, 2 nights ago, I had a bowl of cereal. I had Rice Krispies, and about like almost 2 hours later, I went to bed. And not a good idea. I woke up almost every other hour and wasn't really sure if it was my stomach or if I was getting like some sort of stomach flu or if I was sleeping on my back funny and it was making me feel nauseous. I couldn't figure out what it was. And finally at 2, I woke up and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like I need to get up. And I was up. I didn't actually come back to my bed till about 4 in the morning. Actually, you know what? I woke up at 1. And I didn't come back till 4. Almost 5, actually. And I took Tums because that's all that I had in the house at the time, which after talking to Faith on Facebook, she had mentioned that, you know, if you just take baking soda, like a spoonful of baking soda, that'll help. So I should have just done that. But I took that thinking like, I'll take 3 of these, I'll go to bed, it'll be fine. And I was laying in bed and all of a sudden my stomach was just like, I don't know what it was doing. And I woke up my husband and he was like, oh my God, are you okay? And I was like, no, that's my stomach. He's like, are you going to be sick? I'm like, no, I just have really bad indigestion. So I had to go into the living room and essentially lay on the couch but sit up. And I was able to fall back asleep, so that was good. But that was just like okay, you cannot eat anything at least 2.5 to 3 hours before, and depending on what you ate. And that day I ate a lot of watermelon. And if you guys don't know anything about watermelon, when it comes to your digestion, it has a certain enzyme in it. And I learned this when I was feeding Weston it when he was a baby. There's a certain enzyme in watermelon or melon that isn't in anything else. That sometimes it's a little bit difficult when you eat it on an empty stomach for your body to digest properly. Well, I've eaten a lot of watermelon in my life, but being pregnant, things are slower. I don't know. I think it had a hard time, and maybe that was making me have indigestion, or it could have easily been the cereal. I don't know, but I am not going to eat anything at least 3 hours before I go to bed. I have been getting some really intense hip and pelvic pressure, or just all around. Like I can feel that my body is changing shape essentially. the other day, because I try to do a lot of like squatting and stuff throughout the day, not like squatting as in like I do squats, like I do workouts like that. Like I actually try to just sit in a squatting position, a birthing position essentially if you're sitting, to try to make it just a little bit more easier for when birth comes. So I try to do that every day and to just loosen up the muscles and stuff. So the other day I did it and I was like, that feels really weird. And my husband's like, what's the matter? I'm like, it feels like my hips are wider. Like it feels like I'm having like, that I can essentially go wider, but it's a little bit uncomfortable. And we both were like, well, that's probably what it is, right? So I have been noticing that the inner parts of my pelvis are always sore, and it's not because she's pushing her head down, because she's moving everywhere, but it's just there is some sort of like movement of the bones, I think. I think that's really what it is. So that is no fun. The back pain has been getting way more intense. Right now I'm actually experiencing some spasms in my back, but I try to sit upright. I try not to sit too much, stand too much. I try to go for walks every day to just get my body moving, but the last 3 days have been extremely hard on me. I don't know what it is that's happening, but I just feel very, like I'm just having a harder time this pregnancy this time at this point. I know with Weston, you know, I was probably experiencing a little bit of the same thing, but I wasn't chasing after a toddler. And any of you guys that have even one child know that it's difficult. I could only imagine what it's like to have 2 or 3. It probably is insane. And I feel like I can't keep up with him. I feel like I can't keep up with like just him wanting just to play just normal things. I'm just exhausted in general. I have to remember just to like take it easy and like not clean the house, like, not do things that are going to make me more exhausted, so that I can still have some sort of play with him. He is a very good independent player, but I just find that I'm having a really difficult time even just laying down on the couch and having him play with something in front of me. He wants to be on top of me and he wants to jump on me, and you can't do that to a pregnant person. So that's a little bit more difficult for me when it comes to that this time around. And I'm also feeling so much more emotions. I could legit cry at any moment. Even this morning, my husband was saying something to me and he was trying to joke around with me, and I said, I'm not kidding. Like, I could cry at any moment. Like, that's how my emotions, my hormones are increasing in volume right now when it comes to how I just react to things. I don't necessarily get really angry. I want to cry. Like, if something is just more than usual, like trying on me, I'm like, oh my God, and I just start crying. If I'm talking about the fact that I'm going to like meet my baby girl in like 11 weeks, it, you know, will make me get upset. It's just, I don't know, like certain things I'm just like, oh my God, I'm just so much more emotional about. That's pretty much it. She moves constantly. I just want this little girl to get her feet up so that I can start getting video of her kicking where I could see it, because I can't see it where she's doing it, because she's doing it below my belly button. But she's extremely, extremely strong. The last couple weeks they say that they pack on a lot of weight and they their bones start to harden, and I'm just like, yeah, I can tell. I was on the phone with my husband yesterday, and like mid-conversation I was talking, and all of a sudden she kicked me straight in the cervix, like as hard as she could, and it literally took the wind out of me. Like, I had to sit down. It was insane. Pretty much it. I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you guys have a wonderful day whenever you're watching this, and I'll give you a belly. There it is. 29 weeks.